Yo, what up? It's your boy Played Out Meme back again with a review of Wheel of Time because that's what everyone does. Aren't I cool? 10 out of 10. Today we're reviewing The Great Hunt, the second book, because that comes after the first and comes before the third. Alright, so we start off. Uh, we have all our heroes back from the wastes. They have the horn. Everyone's happy. Rand's learning how to use the sword, and I'm trying to remember if Matt hates him yet. I think he does, because Matt is a stinky butt. Alright, next. So you get Nynaeve's romance with Lan. That is honestly almost a saving grace for her character. Like, she is very cute with it, and I actually tweeted, wow, I never thought I would relate to Nynaeve when she's all like, oh my god, if I blush in front of him, I'm gonna die, or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, that's relatable. 10 out of 10, I agree. Um, okay. Then the Amerlin shows up, and I gotta say, like, she's an awesome character. Like, I am so excited with where I am in the books now, with things that happen and how she's kind of becoming more of an integral character than she was in book two. And so like I love the Amerlin seat who not spoilers. No spoilers. We're talking about book two here. Alright, you have Rand trying to escape. That's very nerve wracking because it's like, oh my god, want Rand out of here. He's in a dangerous situation. This isn't good. And then you have Padden Fane breaking out. Uh, which Oh, and Rand hiding in the women's quarters. Oh god, Rand hiding in the women's quarters. I will admit this is one of the few times I will say that Rand's an idiot running through the women's quarters with a weapon drawn, causing mass panic. Like, good job, Rand. But I understand. He's trying to save Egwene, who at this point he's still crushing on, hasn't quite realized that it's just like he loves her like a sister. Like that's really all it is. Um, and yeah, so you have Padden Fane breaks out and causes a pretty big scene in the dungeon. Very scary, very creepy, very gory. Love. I'm excited to see that in the TV show. I think everyone's excited to see that in the TV show. So then you have everyone get together and they're all gonna go hunt for the horn. Well, the Waymen, all the women's, they go to the tower to go learn to be magical Aes Sedai. Isn't that cool? Uh, so let's talk about the hunt for the horn. So Rand, like, come on, how can you not love Rand's arc in this book? I mean, so cool how he goes from being like, I don't really want to be a leader to being forced into that position and being like, Rand, you are going to succeed. Just do you. And it's awesome. You have Perrin. Perrin's arc in this. This is the start of Perrin becoming debatably my favorite character. I don't know. It's hard between Perrin and Rand right now who's my favorite. But yeah, you have Perrin who after Rand disappears into the reverse world, or I don't remember exactly what it is. But yeah, so you have Perrin leading, and he kind of embraces his wolf powers for just this book, and I love that. Like, it's really cool to see Perrin interacting with the wolves and kind of accepting himself. So you have Rand, Loyal, and Huron in the Mirror World, and then they run into Celine, which Celine is such an awesome character. Like, the minute she shows up, it's like, okay, who is this woman? Like, why is she here? What is she doing? Like, it's I loved her. She immediately got me like really need to see what's going on next with her. And her kind of encouraging Rand is awesome as well because like you get to see a lot more of Rand being cool and using his powers, and the whole thing with him stealing the horn, like that scene is so cool and I love it so much. And it's I wish we got to see more of Rand just being a badass and using his power rather than just being like, I'm scared, what if I go crazy? And it's like, Rand, don't worry about it. If you go crazy, you go crazy. It's fine. Just be cool. Be cool right now. All right. Meanwhile, in the tower, you have Nynaeve rising to accepted, and I have to say, the whole entire process of rising to accepted is such a cool concept of the three gates and having to face your greatest fears. So you have her defeating Baphomet, which is so cool. Like it, I wish Nynaeve acted like she does in this book in every book, where it's she's cool and she's not. She understands that she's human, and she seems to understand that she has weaknesses in this book. And it bothers me so much that she acts like she's completely infallible in every other book, but this one, she actually admits defeat. Uh, and actually admits she's scared, and obviously she uses that to turn around and be like, I hate the Aes Sedai, and it's really cool, and I love her character in this actually it's like 4 chapters, because I think each gate is a chapter. So you have her defeating Balthamel, uh, which is so cool. Like, I absolutely love the idea of her being able to get revenge because he's such a bad dude, and like I think Rand kills him in the first book, but like it's still nice to like give Nynaeve that feeling of being like, yes, I killed him, I defeated him, I faced my fear. And then the second gate with her returning to Eamon's Field, this was such a good scene because it really did show how much she cared about Eamon's Field. Uh, and again, it shows her sensitivity, and I really wish they would show her sensitivity more rather than her just being this tough, I'm in charge, I'm infallible self. Is I loved how, and then the scene with Lan takes it even further where she's just like, I really loved seeing her where she's human and emotional. All right, so next, wow, I rushed through this. I for my script. Holy crap. So I don't fully script my episodes, but I do kind of put bullet points for things I want to talk about. And I feel like I'm skipping over a lot because like I'm not even talking about um the introduction to the Illuminators. I think that's what they are. Where they where Rand blows up a building and Celine disappears for like the 80th time because she every time you turn your back on her, she disappears. Okay, but yeah, let's go ahead and skip to the very final rising action into the climax here because the ending of this book I still think might be my favorite ending yet because it's just the rise. So like you literally have the women go to uh the West, I can't think of what it is, and run into the Shanchan, and everything just escalates slowly from there, and it's just so good. So dang good. So you have Egwene who is enslaved, and I absolutely love what comes out of this with her just being like, I will not let myself be captured again. I will not let this happen. I don't care about rules. Just, I'm going to use everything in my will to keep myself safe. And then you have Min, who's there to protect her, even though she can leave. And I feel so bad for Min because she feels so powerless. Because it's not like she's Aes Sedai, and it's not like anyone's trained her to use weapons. And it's so upsetting that like she doesn't have anything other than her ability to see the future. Okay, next. Heckin' frick the White Cloaks. What is wrong with me when I write these things? I hate the White Cloaks. Every time they show up, things just get really stupid, because the White Cloaks are stupid. Like, I don't know what to say. They're just so dumb. Like, none of them think for themselves. None of them think, what are we doing here? Like, shouldn't we be, like, doing something else? They're just like, no, 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 blind faith 100%. Uh, the whole thing with Nynaeve and Elaine fighting over money when they get into town. This is an interesting dynamic that goes on for a while with Nynaeve and Elaine that I really like, where Elaine's like, look, uh, where Elaine coming from royal birth is used to being looked at as the figurehead of a nation, and she's used to having to make sure people love her. And Nynaeve, who's used to being a average Joe, is like, we don't have to do that. Stop, giving money to beggars. Stop, you know, paying more for things. We don't have the money for that. Or you never know if we're gonna need that money for something else. And it's so difficult to like pick a side in this, because it's like they are fortunate in some ways, but they aren't in others. I need to move on. I'm talking about this way too long. Uh, so you have Rand is back with everyone else, and they're attacking the Sanchan leader there, Tarak, and that is such a good. Again, this is what I'm talking about with the constant rising action in this episode or book. That's so good is it's like every time you think things have reached a peak, something new happens. Like a new surprise comes along. Uh, so you have Rand fighting with Tarak, and you have him embracing the one power in a way that we never thought of embracing the one power, in him completely voiding his mind just to fight with a sword and beating this master who you never thought in a million years he'd be able to defeat, because he's just a novice with a sword yet. And then all of the servants killing themselves afterwards, and how jarring that is, and how awful you realize the Shanchan culture is. I mean, like, you thought slavery was bad, but you also have the whole not cabin effect, the psychological effect where when you capture somebody and eventually they think, yeah, I should be captured. I'm gonna be faithful to them. Where these people who are also effectively slaves, much like the Aes Sedai, the collared Aes Sedai, it's insane to think like, wow, they have this system where if your master dies, you kill yourself as well, and it's so upsetting. And then on their way out, they see Egwene, who's uh rescuing herself. I'm trying to remember this exactly, but it's so good. The women, this is the only book that I will say I actually love all of the women. They do a fantastic job. They do really cool things. Like Egwene's rescue is so good. 10 out of 10. I love it. Uh and then you have the big battle at the end. And you have Ingtar come out as I'm a dark friend. And it's a good surprise because it's like Ingtar, a dark friend, after chasing the horn like this to return it, and it's like you realize, oh, this is Ingtar trying to make up for being a dark friend, trying to make up for what happened back in the eastern country that I'm bad with country names and city names. Uh but yeah, you have Ingtar coming out as a dark friend, and that's so cool. And then you have the big battle with Matt blowing the horn, and everything's cool, and I love it. 10 out of 10. Great fight. Rand blasted across the sky as he fights against another dark friend. Just, it's all so cool, so climactic, so like, yes, this is the big epic fight I wanted. Yes. And then you get to the epilogue, and Min is taking care of Rand, and it's just so cute. I I blush so much when I think of this scene because it's just so friggin' cute. Min is a sweetheart, and I absolutely love her. I understand why Ben loves her so much too. And yeah, I love that scene. And then Celine showing up and being like, "Hello, I'm actually Lanfear." It's just like, what? Oh, that's so cool. And you get to learn even cooler things about Lanfear in the third book and the fourth book, and it's just like, oh my god, Lanfear, coolest Forsaken ever. Uh, and yeah, and that's how the book ends, and it's just so crazy. I still think it is the best ending I have read yet. Because, oh, I don't know, the third book is really good too. But we'll save that for the next episode. Thanks for watching, listening, or whatever you did. But I really appreciate this. I'm trying my best here. And, seriously, thank you so much.